What's up, y'all? This is Brave, and I am back to talk about Sistas yet again. Not exactly a review, but just my overall thoughts of season 6. Because when I tell you there were so many plot holes, not twists, but plot holes that never got filled, so many. Each character showed their ass this season, and I just want us to do better. Please, let's do better, Tyler. Now, we all know that season 7 is right around the corner. You know, we've heard that there's going to be new writers. There's going to be a time jump. There's supposed to be all these things going on in season 7. But let's just talk about season 6 real quick. Now, y'all, I'm going to try to go sister by sister and break down her scenario and what pisses me off. So y'all just follow along. First person that I want to talk about is Sabrina. Y'all, when I tell you Sabrina has been getting on my last nerves for the past couple of seasons, if I want to be completely honest, okay? Because I feel like, number one, she's the least utilized character on the show in the ways that she should be utilized. And here's where I'm going with that. Now, when we first started this season, I believe she was already out of jail or whatever. And here's the thing. As nice and sweet as Sabrina is, that woman is a user. She has used all the men that she has come in contact with that have liked her for her own benefit and for her own good. Follow me here. Y'all, Calvin has been interested in Sabrina since he met this woman, okay? She has practically strung him along because when she went to jail, that man was right there by her side every turn, everything, okay? Now, we have completely erased Calvin from the damn show, okay? I don't know where the hell Calvin went. Maybe him and Robin, they went to go hang out somewhere because he's another character that we ain't seen in I don't know how long. A dropped storyline. But what irritates me, y'all, is the fact that Calvin was right there rocking with Sabrina the entire time. Her trying to figure out, oh my gosh, I don't have money. Oh, I don't, have my job. I don't have any of this. This man sat there with you. He let you cry on his shoulder. He has been there for you this whole time. For you to just completely drop him. Then when Bio came, into the picture, you thought he was about to be your saving grace. But no, he helped you out financially and looked at you like you were crazy because for some reason you thought that you were such a sweet, innocent, nice girl or young woman that he was just going to give you $1 million just because. Sabrina, in what world? Like, I am so sick of Sabrina's character being so, docile and, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I can't do it no more. Season 7, Sabrina got to get a backbone. She has to. She cannot be so ditzy. There's a list of things that I cannot do when it comes to Sabrina. And like I said, she's a user. She used Calvin to be all the emotional support that he could be for her and then dropped his ass. Then when it comes to Bio, you use him for his money. Now, was he wrong for cussing her out or whatever? Yeah, but at the end of the day, be so for real. He definitely was going to expect something in return. You only knew this man for maybe about 2-3 weeks, and you're asking him for $1 million? What do you think he would be asking for in return, Sabrina? Be so for real. And then for y'all to bring it around town to say, oh, she stopped liking him because he was judging Maurice. She didn't like him to begin with, but she knew that he had money. So if she saw that she could benefit from it, of course she was going to talk to him, put on the best act that she could and be like, oh my gosh, Bio, I really need this money for Maurice. I can't believe he's in jail. She did all of that. And at the end of the day, again, she used him for his money. I know that they try to create this innocence around Sabrina, but baby, I'm not buying it, okay? Then, speaking of Sabrina, when it comes to this situation with Rich, now I'm going to throw baby girl a ball right here. Tyler, this is where you dropped the ball. I'm sorry, but Sabrina was the only character, okay, at least in my eyes, who was deserving of a good relationship happening at this point in the game that we have yet to explore, okay? And what I mean by that is you have Tony, Rich, and Jordan, right? The whole Jordan and Andy situation, baby, I'm going to get to it, but it's a no for me. Tony is too much of a weirdo for him and Danny to go anywhere. However, when it comes to Sabrina and Rich, Sabrina has no ties technically to any other man at this point. Her and Calvin, they weren't even dating, okay? Her and Bio, they weren't together either. Okay, so she has no other ties to anybody else. She had already been to jail. She had already got everything stripped from her, taken from her. She barely got her job back, okay? I'm not understanding how we got no scenes. Not a one solo scene of Sabrina and Rich. The only thing we got was Sabrina constantly saying, oh, I talked to Rich. He texted me. He called me. All this stuff. And we got not a one scene of that happening. And I'm like, Tyler, you made us suffer through hearing Tony talk about how many times he been spying on Danny. We had to suffer through him flirting with this woman, knowing that she had a whole man at her house that she was running from. Yeah, we gonna get on that. I'm not understanding how we got not a one scene with Sabrina and Rich having a deep conversation, her actually trying to get to know him, because she's the only one, especially out of those three heifers, that I feel like would have actually taken it seriously when it comes to dating a nice guy. Because let's be honest, Andy ain't serious about Jordan. This was just something for her to pass time until Gary came back to her. And Danny just going through people at this point, if we want to be honest. I'm not understanding how we did not get nothing from Sabrina. Not a thing. We get to see her hop on the phone, talk about some let's do a double date. But we don't get to see her have conversations with Rich so that we can actually understand why she likes him. Or do they have things in common? Like, I honestly would not mind seeing Sabrina flourish in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? That actually gives her something to do. Because for the past season and a half, I mean, part of it, she was in jail. Then by the time she got out, she didn't have a job. She was so busy trying to figure out what Maurice was going to do. Sabrina had nothing for herself. Sabrina has nothing going on for herself. And like I said, I would have rather seen her get to know Rich or something, because what else is Sabrina bringing to the show? I'm trying to understand. Now, y'all, that actually brings me to her little friend, Maurice. When it comes to Maurice, I feel like his character has a lot of growing up to do. And I'm hoping that in the upcoming season, we get some growth. I would really hope that for Maurice. I would like to see Maurice dating. I would like to see Maurice, you know what I'm saying, finding another career path. Not this OnlyFans thing that he trying to do. But I would like to see Maurice step into his own. Because, yes, he does provide laughter for the show. However, I feel like his character can give so much more. Now, my question is this. Is Calvin still going to be around? Because it's given Calvin won't be here for the next season. So will he be moving out of Maurice's place? Because I feel like that's what's going to happen. But we shall see. All I know is that after the last episode, and having to see Maurice whine about how he keeps choosing the wrong guy and how, you know, he doesn't deserve to not get his job back and how his life is in the dumps. The only thing that I kept hearing play in my head, y'all, was, truth is I'm tired. Options are for you. I need a job and a man too. Baby, when I tell y'all, I just cannot take Maurice serious with him whining about how he ain't got this and he ain't got that. Sir, take it to the king, okay? Try Jesus. See what Jesus can do for you, okay? I heard he on the main line. Please tell him what you want. But y'all, hopefully we see more of Maurice in the next season, and it won't always be negative things or him always just being goofy. But let's go ahead and move on, y'all. So, y'all, we gonna go ahead and move on over to Danny. When I tell you, Danny worked my everlasting nerves this season. Worked my nerves. Her and Preston could both go at that point, because let me tell y'all something. When we started this season, that was when Preston decided that he was going to bring Mindy around, okay? Remember the whole ultimatum? Mindy got the secondhand ring. All of that, right? For us to end the way that it ended in season 6, yikes, okay? Here we go with Danny. Danny, I'm sorry. You are a hoe. And it's okay. It's okay. If you gonna be a hoe, be one. But don't be mad when somebody calls you out for what you're doing. Okay? First of all. Secondly, that woman has so much trauma going on in her life, and Tyler refuses to give her any help. Any help, none. None whatsoever. And I'm not understanding. How is it that Danny is still functioning? How is it that Danny has not had a breakdown yet? How is it that Danny is not even addressing the trauma that she's been going through when it comes to replaying the situation with Jonah? At this point, we've completely deleted that as if it did not happen. The only reference to the Jonah situation that we have seen was when Preston got in Danny's ass because she's been playing with him. And please know, I'm about to get on Preston, don't you worry. But she's been playing with Preston, okay? Preston was absolutely right when he said the only reason why you are with me is because I'm protecting you. And you know that I will protect you from that crazy guy that you slept with. And he's absolutely right. That was the only reason why Danny even accepted Preston back. Because at that point, she was done with Preston. She was done with him. Once he brought in the whole Mindy situation, gave her the ultimatum and all of that, she was done. But no, we couldn't leave it there. Tyler had to drum up some other mess. Here's my thing when it comes to Preston. Preston, at the end of the day, you should have known that Danny wasn't the woman for you when she told you she did not want to get to know you for real. She never made an effort to try to get to know you, try to like some of the things that you like, see what you're into. She did not care, okay? The only thing that kept him around, again, another woman that's a user. I'm telling you, all the sisters are users if you want to be technical. The only thing that kept that man around was the fact that he kept groceries in her house. That man was cooking more steak dinners than a goddamn steakhouse, okay? And that is what kept Preston around. He was giving her consistent dick and cooking steak. Now, moving on from that, in this season, we also got to see that Danny needed somebody to protect her, okay? Her life had been in shambles, especially since what happened with her and Jonah. You know what I'm saying? Him coming back, attacking her, not once, but twice, and all of this foolishness, right? So the fact that Preston was there, she knew that he was a cool dude. She had him around before. He was familiar to her. That is the reason why she got back with Preston, okay? He was familiar. He could protect her and all of that. Because keep in mind, y'all, this whole time that Danny has been messing around with Preston, for the most part, that nigga just be in her house. Well, he ain't a nigga, but y'all know what I mean. He just be laid up at her house all day. So if anybody pop up on her, Preston will be there to handle it, okay? Now, what's crazy is the fact that she sat up there, y'all, and she told this man, okay, we're going to be together. I'm going to be with you. I want to be your girlfriend. Finally, y'all, we got a sister to be a girlfriend. And it was the most short-lived girlfriend title I have ever seen in my life. How is it that Danny says, okay, I'm going to be Preston's girlfriend, and by the next damn day, she over here playing around in Tony face? How does that make sense? Because let's be honest, the only sister who has had a boyfriend is Fatima, technically, because, you know, she's now integrated into the Sistas world officially, but she ain't really a sister. And Andy, I guess you could say her and Gary were together, but Sabrina, she was never official with Calvin or Bio. Karen was never official when it comes to Aaron. And her and Zach, they was kind of broken up by the time we even met these people. So I'm just trying to understand, why is it so hard for Tyler to write for these ladies to be in a real relationship? As in, I'm dating you, you're dating me, we're together. Why is that so hard? Like, when I actually think of what Danny and Preston's relationship could have been, I think that we could have seen a lot of growth with Danny's character. I think that we could have seen her actually open up a bit more to what Preston has going on, especially her stepping into his world, him coming into hers. There was a lot of stuff that Tyler could have actually done with Danny and Preston's relationship. However, he refused. He absolutely refused to explore an actual relationship. Because that's just not what Tyler knows how to write. He doesn't. He knows how to write mess. He knows how to write drama. But he refuses to write people actually getting to know each other. Because, I'm sorry, what he writes for Fatima and Zach, baby, that ain't it. Because, y'all, I'm going to get on them in a minute. But when it comes to Danny and Preston, I'm just so confused as to how, okay, she took the man back, and within the next couple of hours, she's moving on to this random coworker that y'all found. Tony is a weirdo. There is no way that you can change my mind about that. How is it that this man is able to listen in on every conversation that this woman is having, and then feels comfortable enough to tell her how he listened in and how he knows all these random things about her? Like, there's nothing attractive about that. If anything, it's giving, I need to get a restraining order against you. Because why do you feel so comfortable listening into every word that I'm saying? You know about who my man is. You know who my friends are. You know where I work because we work at the same damn place. It's giving creeper. Did he drive that damn creeper van? It ain't making no sense. Y'all, and then for us to have to suffer through the Three Musketeers and that high school bullshit that they try to serve us, Tyler, please grow up. Because what you not about to do is have us have to suffer through Jordan, Tony, and Rich. Talk about how they three great guys. They're three great guys even though they're divorced. Oh my gosh, and like the way Tony tries to big up his boys every chance he gets, it irks my soul. And also just how adamant that man was to be in Danny's face every chance that he gets to basically tell her, you need to be with me. Like, I know you got a man, I know you got your boyfriend or whatever, Preston, but you need to come on over here. Slide on over my way. And he would do this every time that he saw this woman. That sounds crazy. How many times does she have to tell you, I'm with somebody, I got a man? Hell, you know that I have a man because you've been listening to my conversations, and I'm pretty sure that you've heard me talk to him. And y'all, this right here is what really took it over for me. How is it that the same day that Daniela tells her homegirls, oh yeah, me and Preston, we're official, I'm a girlfriend, blase blah, they out here reenacting a goddamn music video 2 hours later? Like, it is absolutely crazy to me that the same day that she told her homegirls that she with this man, they decided, oh, we're going to go to the bar and we're going to meet these guys. Okay, fine, you can meet them, but that did not mean that y'all need to go catch no goddamn bus with them. Y'all didn't need to get roses from them and all of this extra shit. Well, no, I'm not even gonna say y'all. Daniela shouldn't have accepted a rose. Daniela should have took her ass home, okay? Because at the end of the day, you got a man at home. Why you grinning and skinning in Tony's face? It makes no sense. And what's crazy is that the next day, not a one of her homegirls said, hey, yo, Danny, you don't think that you need to fall back from Tony because you are in a relationship with Preston? Not a one friend has called Danny out about being all booed up when it comes to Tony. Because at the end of the day, her connection with Tony benefits the other ladies. Her connection to Tony is what benefits Sabrina and Rich. It benefits Andy and what's his name, Jordan, because everybody's friends around this motherfucker. I'm sorry, but the fact that not a one friend is calling this girl out like, ayo, you are good with Preston, y'all are working things out, y'all are in a relationship now, go home. That's a problem for me. Because if your own homegirls are willing to let you basically cheat for their own benefit, then baby girl, them is not your friends. And I understand Danny is her own person. She's going to make her own decisions and all of that. But let's be honest. She's going for the thrill of it. She's going for, anything to keep her mind off the fact that her ass needs to go to therapy. So any type of attention, she wants it. Okay? And that's exactly why she's all into Tony right now. Because he gives her all the attention that she wants. I'm just so confused as to why couldn't we be introduced to Tony, hell, either 2 seasons ago or at least later down the line when she's actually with Preston. And she could have just had her Erykah Badu see you next lifetime moment, okay? Yeah, things could have aligned for us, but we just didn't meet at the right time. Moving on. But no, that's not what we got, y'all. So hopefully in season 7, y'all, Danny can grow as a character. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, it seems like we are going to have to suffer through her and Tony having some type of relationship, I guess. Moving on, you guys, let's just go ahead and talk about Andy. I know Andy's supposed to be the main chick, but I feel like her storyline wasn't really much. So when we started out this season or whatever, Andy was over here playing games with Gary. Her and Gary decided they were going to play games, tell each other that their sex game was whack, and they continue to hook up with each other. Okay? Like, that was pretty much what was going on with Andy. She continuously tried to stand up, I guess you could say, for herself when it came to Gary. But honestly, it was like a sexual game that these two were playing. It was giving, ooh, I'm going to stir up mess with you in the office, and then I'm going to come over to your house later on tonight. Y'all, so then she decides, she's not dealing with him anymore. She's going to get on the dating apps. She meets Jordan. Let's be honest. Jordan ain't that guy. I don't know why Tyler wrote it, that he's supposed to be like this NFL player, entrepreneur, all of this. He ain't got it, okay? Every time he talks to Andy, he's stumbling and mumbling over his goddamn words. He lacks confidence. I don't see Andy being with that type of man. Hell, even the janitor had more confidence than him. And I'm not saying because, oh boy, I think that was Paris. All because Paris was a janitor, he should have lacked self-esteem. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that he did not let his career define him at all. Like, yeah, he may have been a janitor, but at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? He carried himself a certain way. Jordan, I'm sorry, but it ain't it for me. He ain't giving what he needs to give. So Andy continues to play in that man's face, and come to find out, of course, his sister is the one who's pregnant by Gary. Y'all, do I feel bad for Andy? I'm gonna be completely honest with you. No, I don't feel bad for Andy finding out all of this information. Like, I get it. It may be a hard pill to swallow, but you've been carrying Gary's bullshit for years at this point. Okay? Do I feel bad for Penelope? Absolutely. I feel bad for Penelope because at the end of the day, the version of Gary that she got is not the same version that Andy got. Andy got all of Gary's flaws. Andy got all of Gary's bullshit. She got all of the foolishness. But when it comes to Penelope, it sounds like Penelope got the great guy. Penelope got a completely different version of Gary. She didn't get the trifling man. She did not get the man who was abusive, trying to break her ribs. She did not get the man who decided to pop up at her job and try to take down the head of the company because he found out that Penelope was messing around with him. Like, the things that Gary has done to Andy over the course of this show, I'm just like, girl, I'm not even sure why you're shocked. You the one who knew that he was married. Penelope never knew that. Hell, I can bet y'all Penelope don't even know that Gary supposedly got some goddamn kids either. Some other ones. She probably think that her baby is going to be his firstborn. Baby, that ain't true at all. So my thing is, when it comes to Andy, she trying to have this, whoa, it's me. Oh my God, how could he do this to me? Oh my God, was I just blind? No, you were a gold digger. You were a user. You sat up there, and then on the last episode, y'all, she sat there talking about how she basically used what she got to get what she want. Baby, this ain't the Players Club, okay? You did not use what you had to get the Rolls Royce and the fancy designer bags and all of that. No, that was an apology that man was on. He was on a whole apology tour. And he got you a car trying to get back in your good graces. He got you designer things because he was trying to get back in your good graces. He got you a penthouse because he was apologizing. Let's not act like you were Tamara. You was not Tamara, baby girl. And the crazy thing about all of this, y'all, when it comes to the Penelope, Gary, Andy situation, I feel like Andy still wants to be with Gary. Absolutely. I feel like even though Penelope is having a baby, the way that Andy was in that conference room listing all the things that Gary has gotten her and blase, blase, blah, that was low key for her to stunt on Penelope. To be like, girl, look what he got me. He got me a Rolls Royce, girl. He got you a Honda. He got me a penthouse. Got you a little apartment. It was giving that. It was totally giving that. I feel like when it comes to Andy, if she could, she would still be with Gary. Because, again, he has status, he has power, and he has money. Let's be completely honest here. Does she actually care about Penelope? No, she does not. She don't at all. Because the only thing that Andy cares about is herself. Let's be honest. Andy is very selfish. We've known this entire series of the show. Okay? As far as her keeping Gary around, if she could have ran after him that night when she found out about Penelope, she would have. Because ain't no way that man left that house and the next thing you want to say is, I'm leaving. Y'all know Andy was hoping that she was going to catch up with Gary so that way he could probably go hook up with her in the car somewhere. Because he's another one that can only offer her good D and money. Okay? I'm telling you, that's the only thing these men can offer at this point is D, money, and maybe food to these women. It's out of control. But like I said, hopefully in season 7, she could get a little backbone. She can finally stop messing around with Gary. Because honestly, you guys, I thought that this was going to be the last season of Gary. I thought that season 6 was going to be our final nail in the coffin with Gary's character. For some reason, baby Tyler is keeping him around. Alright, y'all. Now let's go ahead and move on to Karen. Y'all, woo, we have been through it with Karen this season, okay? Now, I don't know what the hell Tyler is writing now as far as season 7 goes, or his team, whatever, crew of writers, but season 6 was a hot mess for Karen, okay? Because we started off with her salon burning down, right? But let me tell you how I knew Karen was going to be on bullshit this whole season. Because how is it that your fucking salon burns down and everybody is outside of your salon boo-hoo whining and crying because they thought that your ass was dead. And you didn't think to call not a one of your people. You didn't think to call Andy. You didn't think to send a text to Aaron. You didn't do any of those things to let anybody know, like, hey, I'm okay. But you decided to drag your ass back to the goddamn salon, pop up while everybody's boo-hoo crying, and be like, y'all thought I was dead, huh? I'm still here. Bitch, I'm sorry. I would have fought you. I'm sorry. When I tell you I would have fought Karen because you couldn't pick up your phone and let anybody know that you were okay, it's bad enough that you inhaled all that damn smoke and they let you out the damn hospital like 2 hours later, because that only happens in Tyler Perry land, okay? Like, you couldn't reach out to Pam. You couldn't reach out to nobody and say, hey, I'm okay. That's psychotic, okay? That's when I knew she was going to be on foolishness. Y'all, for the whole first half of this season, we had to suffer through her thinking that Zach wanted to be with her. The whole first half of the season. And I mean, like, yes, Zach was doing way too much. For sure. But again, he thought this lady died. But the way that she was playing mind tricks on her damn self was blowing me this whole time, y'all. Because Zach would call to say, hey, how you doing? Check in, make sure you all right, because you are pregnant with his baby, remember? You turned it into something totally different, okay? Because you start flirting on the line. You knew that Fatima would be there, and you over time, oh, your girl there? She wants you to get off the phone, Zach? What you gonna do, Zach? I love you, Zach. Like, Karen, if you don't stop playing, okay? Because, Karen, you already knew that this man has been rocking with Fatima for I don't know how long at this point, okay? How many times does he have to tell you, I'm with Fatima? I don't want to be with you. That's not what this is. I can help you with your shop, but that's as far as this goes. I'm not trying to be with you. Now, Zach was absolutely doing way too much for Karen. That's not your woman no more. Let that go. But then again, I feel like Karen was kind of using Zach. And what I mean by that is, Aaron had a lot of bullshit going on because we still never figured out who was that lady who popped up, who the hell is John, and what happened to that whole storyline. Like, Tyler completely dropped that, and we never figured out what happened with it. So when it comes to Karen, I feel like in the moment, okay, Zach is familiar. Zach is over here acting like he really missed me if I was to die. So I'm going to put it on thick. I'm about to wrap it up in my mind and make it seem like he want to be with me, because clearly Aaron doesn't. Aaron don't want to be with me like that, because he got a whole nother woman over here talking about his name is John and he want to be with her and how he crazy and all of this other stuff. So let me go ahead and hop back on over to somebody who's familiar. Now, speaking of Aaron, y'all, we had to suffer through this man finding out that the baby was not his. And for some reason, people were like, oh my God, how did he find out that information? Because they tested his DNA, dumbasses. That's why. Like, I was so annoyed that all the characters on the show, like the sisters, was like, oh my God, how did Aaron find out that information? Is it his friend at the hospital? I'm just like, his DNA is what got tested. Why wouldn't the hospital let him know if it's his baby or not? Make it make sense, please. Also, the way those results were read off, Tyler, you play too much, because results are not even written that way. But when it comes to Aaron and Karen, at this point, y'all, I don't even want to see them no more. Like, I don't, because the fact that we never got any type of resolution when it came to old girl who popped up, and then on top of the fact that Karen honestly never really wanted Aaron. He was something to pass time. He was convenient and he was nice to her. She don't really want Aaron. I don't need it for us to try to force anything in season 7. So please, if we gonna keep some characters away, we don't need to bring Aaron back. Now, when it comes to back to the Karen and Zach situation, again, baby girl was in delusion land, okay? Like, it literally got to the point where Fatima pops up at this woman's house or whatever, just so that she can tell her, girl, leave my man alone, because he don't want you like that. Number one. Then for us to get to the point where these two heifers was trying to have a goddamn shootout at the law firm, and then for the next day, y'all, for her to see Fatima, Michael, and Zach at the damn grocery store and her to have a change of heart, baby, I'm sorry. Tyler, get the fuck out my face. Because there is no way you're going to sit up there and have this woman go through all these emotions, okay? Because her emotions have been heightened the entire first half of this season, of season 6, okay? So by the time she got to the point of her even seeing little Michael, and then for her to have the ultimate change of heart, completely flipping over, doing a 180, going to the other side of the spectrum, it made no damn sense. That now she's so zen. Her emotions are all in check now. She ain't even went to the doctor. Y'all, first of all, that woman has been saying that she's going to go to the doctor to get her hormones checked out and make sure everything's okay for I don't know how long, because she ain't never made it. Okay? Karen has never made it to the doctor. And I'm trying to understand why, Tyler. Why we couldn't have that happen. Oh, right. It's because now she's playing around with the new contractor. And I'm sorry, y'all. I love Jason Weaver. Okay? I love him as an actor. The way he is on The Chi, baby, is totally different than how he is on Tyler Perry's Sistas. Okay? That's one thing I want to point out. But when it comes to his character, Brian, I have no idea what to think of it. Because it's given the second coming of Aaron. Okay? The way he cares for Karen and the way he's always looking out for Karen is giving Aaron 2.0. Tyler, stop writing all these men the same way. Please stop it. Yeah, I'm not even about to go too much into that because I hope that we're going to, expand upon that in season 7 so we can understand why Brian is so randomly nice to Karen. But yeah, hopefully in season 7, y'all, I am honestly hoping that Karen's character will be redeemed and she can go back to being the Karen that we liked the first couple of seasons. Because the way Tyler dragged her character down, I have never seen a character be destroyed the way Tyler destroyed her character on this show. So hopefully, it can be rebuilt and people can like Karen again. But I digress. Y'all, let's go ahead and wrap this up with the last couple. Y'all, the last couple is Fatima and Zach. And when I tell you, I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted by the storyline of Zach and Heather. And let me tell you why, you guys. Because we have a whole different show called Zatima, okay? And Tyler, one or two things has got to happen, okay? Either we cancel Zatima and bring those storylines over here to Sistas, or you're going to have to give Fatima and Zach something to do. Because, number one, I miss Fatima. I miss the original Fatima character, okay? We have not seen the original Fatima in a very long time. That woman, she was in school. She was aspiring to be a lawyer. She was involved in the group that helped the men who got out of jail. What was it called? Chain breakers. She was involved in a lot of other stuff. Her character has been stripped so much to the point where her whole purpose is to be Zach mama. I have no idea why Fatima had to become Zach's mother. I get it. His mama died on Zatima, but on Sistas over here, I'm not understanding it. Because as y'all already know, if you have been following me, y'all already know how I feel about Zach and Fatima. I feel like they should have broke up a while ago. And what I mean by they need to break up so that way Zach can get his shit together on his own. I'm tired of Fatima having to carry the weight of Zach's bullshit every damn episode. Okay? She ain't got nothing going on for herself. Not a one thing is for herself. Everything is about Zach. It's Zach and his custody. Zach and his child support. Zach and his baby mamas. Zach ex-girlfriends. Zach this. Zach that. I'm exhausted. Okay? Like I said, she should have been like Carrie Hilson and had her breaking point. Okay? She should have had her breaking point at this point. And they should have separated. Zach needed to get his stuff together. You know what I'm saying? As far as getting his situation together with Heather, get it together with Karen, figure out how he gonna make more money because this nigga ain't got no damn job. And as far as, what's her name? Fatima, go enroll back in school. Go find some other projects to work on. Go better yourself. Because I'm not understanding how she has to come all through and come raise Zachary. Why is she raising Zach? Listen, K. Michelle already told you can't raise a man. He's already grown. What you gonna do? Because he's acting like a boy. Every time they have a conversation, they say the same damn things. How you be with me, Fatima? Like, you really rock with me. You really love me, because no other woman would stand for this. No other woman would be with me with all this drama in my life. You right. You absolutely right. Anybody else would have dropped your ass a long time ago. Like, I'm sorry, season 7, I'm going to need for their dialogue to be better. Number 1. Number 2, I honestly hate what they did with the storyline when it comes to Michael and Heather and all of that. Because why is it that we could not see him have or work on having a healthy co-parenting relationship with Heather? It makes no sense. That woman literally told y'all, I don't know if she said it on this show or on Zatima, how basically she doesn't really have any help. And she has nobody to watch her kid while she goes to work. And by the time she come home, she's sleeping. So he's basically watching himself. Hell, Zach ain't got no job. He can watch the child. But of course, we wanted to go ahead and write the storyline that, oh, she's a gold digger. Oh, she's only after Zach for his money. Like, I hate that is the way that storyline went. Because I think it would have been way more beneficial to the storyline if we could have saw Zach and Heather try to have a healthy co-parenting relationship. Like, yeah, there could have been some incidents and drama happening, but we did not have to go to this extent. But since we're here, y'all, I guess it is what it is. I'm just trying to figure out, where is Zach and Fatima going to put this little boy? Because Zach decided to build a 1-bedroom duplex, and that little boy ain't got nowhere to sleep. But I digress. Now, y'all, we have been watching this show for 6 seasons, okay? And considering how the season ended, I'm not sure how the writers are going to come into season 7, okay? I'm hoping that these writers come in with a bang. I'm hoping that the girls get to expand their acting abilities. I really do hope that happens. I'm hoping that, some of these characters can get a little bit more shine, because we haven't really seen them fully be developed and explored. I really am hoping for the best for season 7. Because if these writers don't bring it, and it doesn't get better than what Tyler has written, baby, we have a problem. And I don't think I can, watch the show anymore. Because if the storylines can't get better, then what are we doing? Like, I'm really hoping for the best. But y'all let me know. What did y'all think of season 6? Please let me know in the comments. And are y'all ready for season 7? Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And I will talk to y'all in my next review. Bye, guys.